Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-thru. Shout out to Jokes and Jolly Ranchers. Alright, I already failed at this question once today, so let's see if I can learn from my mistakes. Okay, angle E is 70 degrees. JH and FH both bisect their things, so this is congruent to that, and this is congruent to that. Find the measure of angle H. It's about ready to be a wild algebra ride here, okay? So if I called angle H, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to call something X. We're going to start with that. Okay, that might not be what you started with. Now I can call this thing 180 minus X, okay, which makes this bad boy here we're going to have to create a key. That is 180 minus 70 minus 180 minus X. Okay, you got to use parentheses anytime you've got polynomials. So that gives you 90 minus 180 plus X. No, 180 minus 70 is not 90. 110, excuse me, minus 180 plus X. So the green or the pink colored in triangular angle is X minus 70. Okay. Some of you would have quit by now, so just don't do that. Okay? So then I could find this whole angle because it's a supplement to the pink angle, right? So this whole angle is 180 minus X minus 70, which is equal to 180 minus X plus 70, right? So that is 250 minus X. If I took that 250 minus X and cut it in half, hold on a second here. Okay, luckily for me, I'd done this problem this morning, and I just caught my mistake. Look, these are both x's, so this should be 180 minus 2x, which means this should be a 2x, which means this should be a 2x, which means this should be a 2x, which means that should be a 2x, okay? Does everybody understand where I'm at now, I hope? Sorry. I just knew that when I divided that by 2, it was going to come up with a nice... So that makes this 125 minus X, because it's half of the blue angle. And this is 125 minus X. Okay? So now I can get to the fun part. Angle H is equal to 180 minus 125 minus X. And then minus X again, because these three angles will add up to be 180. So let's just see what happens. 180 minus 125 plus X minus X, bam, bam, bam. You end up getting 55 degrees. Okay? So amazing. With seemingly no given information, or with very little given information. Okay, so now, this part's really hard. When the angle was 70, our result was 55. And here's how I did this. There might be a better way. What if the angle was 80? Okay, so what if angle E was 80? Well, that would have turned this into 100, which would have turned this into an 80, which would have turned this into a 260, which would have turned this into a 130, which would have turned this into a 130, which would have turned this into a 50. And now, I'm just going to go with the pattern. I'm going to trust it. So what do you think would happen if this was 90? This would be 45. Okay? So this here is angle E, and this is angle H. So what is the pattern? Well, every time we're going down 5, okay, so in order to, that means our slope, actually, I shouldn't say that. Every time I go up 10, I go down 5, and so our slope is negative 1/2. I got to work my way back up to 0. So let's see. If I did 60, it would be 60. 50 would be 65. 40 would be 70. 30 would be 75. 20, just trust me, there's a method here, would be 80. 10 would be 85, and 0 would be 90. Well, what I was looking for was my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 90, and my slope is negative 1/2. So that means, this is why you take algebra first, but this is really hard algebra. Our equation for angle H is if we just have E, angle H would be 1/2 E plus 90. Now let's see if that works. When E was 70, what's half of E? Sorry, this should be a negative 1/2. I have it written down there. Sorry. What's negative 1/2 of 70? Negative 35. And negative 35 plus 90 is 55. Sweet. Let's try one more. What's negative 1/2 of 80? And negative 40 plus 90? Positive 50. So amazingly, that is the way I came up with the answer to this difficult problem. Boom!